In the energy quadrant, taking a look at the November crude oil contract, which had a sell-off going, but that sell-off stalled. Crude was down the last three sessions, settled near unchanged today, actually up about 40 basis points, but because of the way the chart looks, it visually looks like it was near unchanged. On the downside, we actually broke 70, hitting 69.39. That was down 1.07%. The upside, 71.48, just short of 71.50, 1.91% better than yesterday's settlement. And on the close today, as I already mentioned, we ended up finishing the day up a little bit less than 0.5%, right around 70.42 or so. Down 3.4% over the prior three sessions. Now we have some interesting supply and demand dynamics going on in crude oil right now. OPEC production rose, but also India's demand rose. August production for OPEC was 150,000 barrels per day higher than the July crude output, but they're pumping some 10% below the overall quota for the 10-member OPEC Plus cartel. Now, India's oil imports surged by 23% month on month to reach a 4-month high of 4.2 million barrels per day in August. India, of course, being the third largest crude oil consumer, very much struck by the Delta variant a little while back, seemed to be recovering nicely. But despite OPEC's production, they're still pumping at lower than their agreed upon production increase. So the increase from July to August, we need to see what the August to September increase is going to look like, because it is likely that India's demand continues to grow. And though the U.S. is falling into a little bit of a demand lull, let's call it, after the summer driving season ended, the seasonality in the U.S. actually historically happens around mid-October. You see a little bit of a sideways movement through the month of September, and then a large drop-off in the seasonality of prices in mid-October. Of course, seasonality by itself, not very valuable, but certainly something to look at on a day when this particular type of sell-off, 3.4% over the last three sessions, did stall. We finished slightly higher above $70 today.